Y'all get ready?
Yes, you get ready.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
So, something ain't cleaning the buttermilk with all this mess. So I was on Instagram, and there's a video of Mr. Tendernism, and basically he's saying that he's starting his own official page, and, you know, he didn't say that he had left Destination Smokehouse, but people had assumed he was fired. So let me go ahead and pull up that video really quick here. Give me just a second. Let's watch this. Walt Johnson, Mr. Tendernism.
Hey, this is official Mr. Tendernism coming to y'all. You know, I just got off the freeway kind of late at night, but I want to know y'all come on my page. Official Mr. Tendernism, Walter Johnson. Yes, sir. Y'all come on down now. I'm the Tendernism original. Not nobody else. The original Tendernism. Booyah. Hey, this.
Okay. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, okay, girl. So a lot of people are like, oh, he's been fired. So, of course, you know, his fans went to Destination Smokehouse's Instagram page to cuss the man out. I think this thing keeps falling. To, like, cuss the white guy out. And when you go to Destination Smokehouse's page, you're not really seeing, they're, like, reposting old videos of Unc. Okay? So let's go here real quick. So, like, a lot of this stuff is old videos.
That look like them black diamonds. Yeah.
You know, a little longer. I like that color.
You know about this, Mike?
Just a little.
I think you know a little bit more.
So, like, you see this comment here says, the man fired old school but still using his videos, baby. Somebody else says, so you let him go but you still got him up? So they just been lighting up Destination Smokehouse once again. And so we haven't really seen any videos of they just be in the comment section trolling. They got music playing. They said, if y'all really fired that man, y'all might as well shut the place down for real. Somebody said, and don't use Aaliyah's song either to do that. So. Then they posted this.
I'll give you a little bit of insight on how me and Nick got together.
So they wrote this video we posted in 2023 on YouTube about our history. Click the bio for the full video. Somebody says posting him after firing, then cutting his part short. Yeah, karma finna be crazy. Somebody else says, who confirmed he was fired? You sure love internet rumors. Must be very easily fooled. So at this point, I don't know what's going on, because the other day when I came on here, in between Valentine's Day, this post, and another one, there was a video of Marcus Houston eating at Destination Smokehouse. Marcus Houston was there, and you could see Unc in the background. That was around February 15th, I believe. So I'm like, okay, this is weird, because he posted that first video, then you see him there. Another YouTuber said they had contacted Destination Smokehouse, and they said that he still worked there. But then a GoFundMe was put up on Walter Johnson's page. But now when you go on the page, the GoFundMe is gone. So let me show y'all this. So in between this video and this video, and before they posted this Twitch, there was a GoFundMe. Okay? So they got this Twitch flyer up. Somebody says, why is this man being promoted like a Gen Z streamer? Okay? Mr. Tendernism on Twitch. And then here he's cooking in his own
Y'all
home.
remember this right here. This is gonna be real. It's gonna self-destruct after 10 minutes. that might be second. I'm finna put these old steaks on for her, boy. Look at him. I got something for today. Yeah.
So now he's cooking in his home. So I don't know what is going on, but let me show y'all this. Initially, so this was the first GoFundMe. So if you guys look, this was what was initially on his page. It says, for help Mr. Tendernism relaunch his dream. Now notice this right here. I want y'all to pay attention to this. It was raise $7,000. Okay? And it was started by Joseph White. They had gotten up to about $4,000 at this point. But all they wanted was $7,000. But now when you go on to GoFundMe, now look at it. Now they bumped it up to $20,000 because they hit the goal. They hit $18,000. Now they bumped it up to $20,000. And they're saying that supposedly he was fired. They're trying to launch his own food truck where he'll showcase his signature barbecue and soul food creations. Walt is reaching out to friends and family for support with an open heart and a clear purpose. From what I've heard, this is being ran by his grandchildren. So at this point, I don't know if this is genuine or if this is some type of elder abuse and they're using this man, because something doesn't seem right. First, they had the GoFundMe on the page, and when people called it out, they herp and took it down. First, the GoFundMe was $7,000. Once they hit that, they bumped it up to $20,000. Now they're saying that he's supposed to be going down to Texas and working with some Texas rapper on his own restaurant. And the thing is, this man is an older gentleman. I don't think he really wants the headache of running a restaurant. I feel like the children, the grandchildren or his kids, whoever is helping to run that page, they're taking advantage. Everybody's taking advantage of him, including the white guy, Nick, at Destination Smokehouse. Because remember a month ago, okay, that's the one. A BX girl, a Texas rapper bought Mr. Tendernism his own restaurant. It's on YouTube. Yes, that's the video that I saw about the rapper. Something to me is just not right about the whole situation. Because last time we all thought he was fired. Remember when he took him to the airport and he made it look like he was sending him away? Folks felt bad. Then all of a sudden, he came back and he was at Destination Smokehouse. Now they're saying again that he's been fired. Then this GoFundMe comes up. You know, at this point, I feel like they're all playing games. First, y'all needed $7,000. Now y'all need $20,000. But now there's a rapper who bought a restaurant for him. So I feel like people are using Walter Johnson's, internet fame for their own pockets. Nick and the grandkids or his kids, whoever's running his social media pages. They're trying to, use this to get money off of him. The thing that worries me about this situation is because this is an older man. He didn't have his ducks in a row. I know they said another black man bought his trademark and they were trying to get a hold of him to give him the trademark. Hopefully that happens. If not, he can just change the spelling of tendernism. But what bothers me with this story, and I think what a lot of people don't realize, why a lot of people are bothered by this. I told you guys the story of Famous Amos. How they don't even have the black man's face on the bag. I noticed that recently. When we were growing up, who remembers this? When we used to eat Famous Amos as kids, remember it was an old black man's face on the bag? If you look at the bag now, the black man's face is not on that bag because he lost that cookie company. Let me see if I can show y'all old Famous Amos. When we were growing up, his face was on the bag. Damn. How long ago was damn, it's from the 90s? Shit. Look like an old bag. Let me show you how the original bag used to look like when we was growing up, child. Hold on. Okay, so when we were growing up, it had had him in the corner. It had his face on the original thing, on the original packaging. Famous Amos had the little story. Okay? But now, go and get a Famous Amos in 2026. It looks like this. Because he lost it. That's what it looked like now. Okay? So I told y'all the story of Famous Amos and how he lost his cookie brand. But it also reminds me of another story. Somebody said Uncle Ben's is still there. Yeah, Famous Amos is good. I still eat his cookies. Even though he don't own it, I still eat it. I ain't gonna lie. Shit. The recipe's still the same from childhood. But let's not forget, we've seen this story before as Black folks. There was a white lady named Paula Dean. Who remembers Paula Dean? And she was a famous Southern cook. She had all these good recipes. I know a few people who bought her cookbooks. Said the food was good. Tastes just like Grandma used to make. Well, the reason why her food tasted like Grandma used to make is because a Black grandmother was the one literally giving her the recipes. And what did Paula Deen do? As soon as Paula Deen ended up getting a fan base and became famous and got on television, she left the Black lady who she got the recipes from, she left her in the dust. Let me go. Yeah, the Butter Queen. Let me go ahead and refresh y'all's memory for the ones who are too young to remember this story. This hit the New York Times 12 years ago. I remember this going viral on YouTube back then. Everybody was dragging Paula Deen. And then on top of that, it turned out she was racist. She was trying to make her Black wait staff do slave weddings, like dress like slaves for weddings and stuff like that. Dress like butlers and maids and old slaves for Southern weddings. She was a weirdo. Yeah, so it was a Black woman who was behind the Paula Deen empire. She took all her recipes and ran off. That lady never got compensated. So this is why, I feel bad for Unc. I feel like, there's a lot of people, to me, that are taking advantage of him. So let's watch this.
Severson with the New York Times here in Savannah, Georgia, taking a deeper look into Paula Deen's empire. I spoke with Dora Charles, a Black cook who for 20 years helped Paula run her kitchens. They were so close, Paula called Dora her soul sister. But now Dora Charles is telling a very different story about life with Paula Deen.
So did you two get along right away?
Y'all remember that? All the OGT sippers. Y'all remember this story going viral 12 years ago? Dora Charles. I see some people writing her name in the chat. People forget about Dora. She was the one behind the Paula Deen brand. The cooking, she cooked for her. She gave her the family recipes. And Paula Deen did her dirty. Yep, just like Jack Daniels. Y'all remember Portia Moore? I did the video on Jack Daniels. Sometimes when I talk about more real topics, they don't get as many views, and it's okay. I understand that. But remember, I did that whole breakdown. People didn't understand, why are you making a video about Jack Daniels? Because this is history. And y'all need to understand history so you're not destined to repeat it. I don't make these videos necessarily for my health. I want to get the information out there. So thank you for bringing up Jack Daniels, because I did a whole video breakdown on Jack Daniels, how the recipe was stolen. A Black man came up with that. So now the Daniels empire, they're giving like his descendants, free college education. But let's continue. This is Miss Dora Charles.
Were you fast friends?
We hit it off real good. She started calling us soul sisters.
Dora and I have been together for about 18 years.
Yes.
She is in charge of that kitchen at the Lady and Sons. If it's a Southern dish, you better not put it out unless it passes this woman's tongue.
So you were working 7 days a week with her?
That's 6 days.
Yeah.
I'm working 6 days a week with her.
And so she started the First Lady and Son at 311 Congress.
At 311 Congress.
And you were her main cook in there, right?
Yes.
Did she talk to you about your partnership, about whether you'd come along with her as she got famous?
Yes. Mm-hmm. She said, stick with me one day. If I get rich, you get rich.
But it sounds like it It just passed you by.
It just passed me by. You know, I'm not gonna run behind her and say, you promised me, where my half, where my part, you know. It wasn't all about that. Actually, all I was looking for was a good salary.
How much money were you making when she started her Food Network show?
I was just making $6.50.
$6.50 an hour?
Wow.
In a statement to the Times, Mrs. Dean's publicity team dismissed her claims. Her grievances, they said, are about money, not race. The statement describes her as, quote, an employee that despite over 20 years of generosity, feels that she still deserves yet even more financial support from Paula Deen.
I told her at times I didn't have enough money to buy my own medication. We were sitting across the table, long table, and she said, it didn't reach me. And she said, here's $100. Go buy your medicine.
All the stories that we've heard about her wanting a plantation wedding that had black men dressed in suits, concerns about how she treated black employees, whether or not she used racial slurs. You feel all this is true?
Yeah, she wanted Jello and I to dress like that as well.
At the wedding?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like Paula Deen is racist in that way?
I do.
Have you ever heard Paula Deen use the N-word?
I've heard her use the N-word. She say, I tell y'all niggers, that's what's wrong with y'all niggers now today.
Why are you coming forward now to tell your story?
Because they didn't give me what I deserve. They didn't give me nothing I deserve. Everything I got, I worked for it. Even my own co-workers think that I've been treated the best. They think I live in a mansion. And it's just time that everybody knows that Paula Deen don't treat me the way they think she treat me.
At the time of this interview, Mrs. Charles was still working for Mrs. Deen at the Lovelyti and Sons, though the two don't speak anymore. She hasn't made other employment plans, but holds on to her dream of one day opening her own restaurant.
She literally got all of that lady's recipes. They came from Miss Dora Charles. All of the recipes. So when I tell you, people are bothered by this situation, they have a legitimate reason to be bothered. I don't like when I see a GoFundMe go up and they're asking for $7,000, and once they hit it, they bump it up to $20,000. Somebody is taking advantage, and is this man really getting the money? Are they really setting up a food truck? And again, does he even want this? Because it's a lot to have a food truck. It's a lot to run a restaurant. Don't go using his name and his likeness as the face of it, but then it goes to shit. And then because he's the face, he's the mascot, then he gets the blame for it. So I don't know, just the whole story with Unc is just really problematic for me, because we've seen this happen time and time again, where you will have, restaurant owners get recipes from people, cooks get ideas, then they run with it, and they don't look out. That fame really does something to somebody. And I think that's the saddest part, is that the people that you come up with, the people that you struggle with, you should look out for. You should break them off something, And especially when you're making, like, her cookbook consists of the recipes from Dora Charles, from Dora Charles's family. Oh, look at this old video from a few years ago. Netta Jones. And that's what I see when I see the dude from Destination Smokehouse with Unc. It reminds me of Paula Deen with, like, just different random black women. So before there was a Unc and Nick, there was Paula Deen and Dora.
Welcome to GetCookingOnPaulaDeen.com. This is Dora Charles, y'all. She's my soul sister. Dora and I have been together for about 18 years.
Yes.
She is in charge of that kitchen at the Lady and Sons. If it's a southern dish, you better not put it out unless it passes this woman's tongue.
Amen.
Ain't that right? Amen. And I think you and I make very good dressing.
Yes.
It's the holiday time. Some people call it stuffing. We're going to make it the old-timey way that we make it at the Lady and Sons today.
Yeah.
We're cooking off in our pot here, and we started with a chicken stock, a chicken broth. But we got plenty of chicken at our house, don't we, Dora?
Yes, we do.
So we can ball up all those pieces, and we've got our cornbread cooked off. Now I want to take the opportunity to tell everybody right now, never ever use a sweet cornbread to make your stuffing. And I know it's hard to resist when you go to the grocery store and you see those little...
All right, girl, bye. All right, y'all get the point. I can't stand Paula Deen. So, I haven't liked her in years, but again, this is why a lot of people are worried for Unc, because we've seen this before. We've seen this before. And I just feel like it's the same situation. Again, I don't know if they're playing games and saying that he's fired just so they can get attention and get this GoFundMe up. And then Unc will be back, in a week or two. It just seems like there's just a lot of weird games that are being played. If the man is gone and he's been let go, just say that. Just say that he got too much attention, you felt away, and you had to let him go. So at least we kind of have an idea what is going on. So hopefully they'll get it figured out. But yeah, I wanted to share that story with you guys because I don't think a lot of you guys know about the Paula Deen story and how she did Dora Charles.
You want the latest news in the streets? Join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.